Okay, dear students, now let's discuss the next application of White-Schwarz law, that is magnetic field on the axis of current carrying circular conductor. So let's find out the magnetic field on the axis of circular current carrying loop. So now initially in the last lecture we have discussed how we can find out the magnetic field at the center of current carrying loop, but now we are going to find out the magnetic field on the axis of the current carrying loop. Let us consider we are having this circular loop and this is the center of the circular loop. Let us consider radius is capital R, and let us consider, as we know that the axis is what? Axis is any line which is passing through the center of the circular loop and is perpendicular to the plane of the loop. So I can consider this as axis, and let us consider here at point P I want to find out the magnetic field, and let us consider point P is at a distance x from the center of the loop. So again, as this is the application of Boyd-Schwarz law, so using Boyd-Schwarz law we can find out the magnetic field. So what I have to consider, I will consider one current element. So here current element is IDL. Let us consider current I is flowing through this. So this is current element IDL, and let us consider point P. We want the position vector of point P from the current element. So let us consider point P is at a distance r from the current element. So this is you can see we can here this r is a position vector of point P from the current element. So now first we are going to apply Boyd-Schwarz law to find out the magnetic field due to the small current element, and then we will find out the magnetic field due to the whole current loop. So small magnetic field due to the current element IDL would be mu naught over 4 pi IDL sine 90 degree over r square. Why I am taking sine 90 degree here? The angle between the current element and position vector is 90 degree. So how this would be done? So you can suppose this is the current carrying loop, it is lying perpendicular to this plane, and this is the position vector. So my marker is becoming the position vector of the observation point. So you can see this is the current element, means current is flowing out of the board, and like this current is flowing like this, and this is the position vector. So whatever be the position, so angle between the position vector and current carrying loop would be 90 degree always. Whether the point P is lying very far away or point P is lying very close to each other, this angle, you see this angle will always be 90 degree. So that is why I have taken angle 90 degree. So the angle between the current element and position vector is 90 degree. So this can be written as mu naught over 4 pi IDL over r square. As I write this 1. So you can write here angle between IDL and position vector is 90 degree always here. In this particular case we have drawn. Now, so this is the magnetic field due to this current element. Let us consider this magnetic field is in any arbitrary direction dV, and let us consider it is making an angle theta with the axis of the loop. Now, this point P we can write here. So you can consider this as the current element and the magnetic field is in any arbitrary direction. Now we can divide this magnetic field into two components, one along the axis of the loop and one perpendicular to the axis of the loop. So this component of this magnetic field is dV cos theta, and this component would be dV sin theta. So you can see here, I have just considered one element. So if I consider one more current element which is exactly opposite to this current element, so magnetic field, if because of the symmetry of this loop, magnetic field will be in this direction. dB dash I can consider, or dB, it would be dB because of the symmetry. All the parameters are same here. And if this magnetic field is also dissolved into two components, one component would be in this direction dB cos theta, and one component would be in this direction, that is dB sin theta. And now from this discussion, that if we are going to consider two diametrically opposite current elements, then the components of the magnetic field can be resolved in such a way that you can see here the cos theta components, they are in the same direction. So cos theta components of all the current elements which are diametrically opposite will get added up, and sine components, they are exactly opposite for two diametrically opposite current elements. Sine theta components, they would cancel each other. So sine theta component for any of two opposite current elements, they will cancel each other. So sine theta component will not exist. So only cos theta component is there, which is going to add up in the total magnetic field. So we can say here this dB is, so net magnetic field. So magnetic field due to sine components, magnetic field due to dB sine theta components of two diametrically opposite current elements or simply elements will get cancelled, and only cos theta components will survive. So we can say here that magnetic field of this current element is dB cos theta. So we can write here small magnetic field due to one current element is dB cos theta. So only dB cos theta component, for only one element we are going to consider here, and for this element dB cos theta component will survive. So due to one element we have the magnetic field, that is dB cos theta. So now let us see what is cos theta component here. If this is theta, this would be 90 minus theta, and this would be theta, this would be 90 minus theta, and this angle between this radius and this position vector, right? So this angle would be theta. So from this diagram we can write what is the value of the cos theta. From here you can write cos theta is what? Cos theta is base over hypotenuse. Base is capital R, hypotenuse is small r. So total magnetic field is, due to this, is dB cos theta, or you can write it is dB capital R over small r. So this component of the magnetic field due to one current element is there. Now let us find out the total magnetic field due to whole length of the loop. Let us find out total magnetic field due to whole length of the loop. That would be, writing here, that is dB cos theta, indication of dB cos theta for whole length 0 to 2 pi r. Whole length of the loop is circumference of the loop, that is 2 pi r. So now let us write down the values of these quantities. What is dB here? dB we had written, that was mu naught over 4 pi IDL, sin theta was 1 over r square. And what is cos theta? Cos theta theta is capital R over small r. So this is the expression of the total magnetic field, and this needs to be integrated from 0 to total length of the loop, that is 2 pi r. Now let's do the integration. Mu naught over 4 pi I r over r cube, and only one variable is left inside the integration, that is dl 0 to 2 pi. So 2 pi r. So what is the integration of this? Total integration would be 2 pi r. So we can write it as mu naught over 4 pi I into r over r cube into 2 pi r. That is total length of the loop. So this can be written as mu naught over 2 I r square over r cube. So this is the expression of the total magnetic field. Now we can write what is r cube here. R is, using the Pythagoras theorem, we can write this small r in terms of capital R, that is radius of the loop, and the distance of point of observation from the center of the loop. And from here we can write r is what? That is under root of x square plus r square. So this can be written as mu naught over 2 I r square over, this is cube. So we can write x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2. So this is the expression for the magnetic field, and you see magnetic field, direction of the magnetic field is in this direction along the axis. So you can write this in terms of vector notations. So magnetic field is mu naught over 2 I r square x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2 along the axis. So this is the direction of this field. This is along the axis of the circular loop. So this is the magnetic field due to one loop. Only one turn of the loop is there. But if number of turns are more, means more number of turns are there, then if n is the number of the turns, for n turns, this magnetic field can be written as n times mu naught over 2 I r square over x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2. So this is the expression of the magnetic field when there are n number of turns. So this is about expression. Now we are going to write this expression in another form, and let us see whether we are able to compare that expression with some other expressions or not. So we are going to convert this expression into the another form. Let us write down the expression again here. This is B is mu naught I r square over 2 x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2. Mu naught over, in terms of mu naught over 4 pi constant of proportionality, we are going to write. So I am writing, for example, here we have cancelled it with 2. So I am not going to cancel it, I am writing the same expression here again. So we can write it as, this expression I am taking, mu naught over 4 pi I r square, 2 is also there, 2 pi I r square over r cube is what? This is x square plus r square raised to power 3 by 2. So the same expression I have taken, mu naught over 4 pi 2 times I pi r square over r cube. So this is the expression. Now this I can take as k. K here is the constant of proportionality in magnetic field, and 2 I pi r square is what? Pi r square is area of the loop. Pi r square, area of loop. So this is area of the loop divided by x square plus r square 3 by 2. Now for the special case, if point P is lying very far away from the circular loop, means if x is very much larger than the radius of the loop, then how we can write it? We can neglect capital R here. In that case, we can write magnetic field as K times 2IA over. So R we are going to neglect because R is very small as compared to x. So this can be written as x square raised to power 3 by 2. So this will become K times 2IA over x cube. And this is the magnetic field 2 times K I into A. I into A is what? This is the product of the current and area of the loop through which the current is flowing. So for this I am going to define one new parameter. I into A is the magnetic moment. Magnetic dipole moment rather. Magnetic dipole moment let us write this with mu we can use or m we can use. So mu is the magnetic dipole moment. This is the product of I into A. So I am writing 2K mu over x cube. So this is the magnetic field. Dipole moment is a vector quantity. So you can write it like this. And just if you will recall the magnetic electric field of an electric dipole, you have got the same type of expression in case of electric field due to electric dipole for the axial point. So this expression is same as that of the electric field due to electric dipole. That was electric field due to electric dipole. That was due to dipole on axial point. That was 2kp over x cube. So this was the expression. So you can see both of the expressions are exactly identical. So what we can conclude from here, if that was the expression for the electric dipole, this must be the expression of the magnetic dipole. But this is a current carrying loop. So what we can conclude, the current carrying loop behaves as a magnetic dipole. So what we can conclude, this you can write here, this expression is identical to the expression